Hi, I'm Michael Smith for Nevada Trails. Tonight I have a very special show. I have Waco McGill from the Zephyr Cove Stables, and he's going to teach me about what his family business does. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
I
Nice
appreciate
to meet
it. So what's it like having a family business and horseback riding on the shores of Lake Tahoe? That just sounds absolutely like a dream come true.
It's I think it's the best place to work. You get to see the lake every day. You get to work with all the people that you, love. And my mom's there, my dad's there, my brother's there, my wife works there. I get to bring my kids up there. It's just a family business that's been it's been good to me for 23 years. Hopefully it keeps going. Hopefully my kids want to take it over.
Well, you're a pretty young man. How old are your kids?
7. My twin girls are 7. I have a boy that's 4.
What's their names?
I have Denver, Payson, and Reno.
Excellent. Some town names.
Yeah, we got some cowboys. The cowboys and cowgirls.
Well, I think a cowboy and a cowgirl is quite okay.
Yeah, they need to be if they're going to work up there.
So just say I just came into town, and I'm coming to your location, and I see a picture up of the initial, what's that, like a corral where I park my car and go to the corral?
Right there would be the corral there, and that's where we keep our horses. And you can see it right off of the highway, Highway 50, and you can stop in, and we offer a variety of different rides. We have an hour ride, 2-hour ride, breakfast, lunch, and dinner ride. But right there is where we keep all our horses in there.
So Highway 50, what do I look for?
There's a big green and white sign, and we're right off the highway. You'll be able to see the horses, and it says Zephyr Cove Stables.
Well, that sounds simple enough.
We're right there in Zephyr Cove.
How many horses do you have?
We have 55.
That's a lot of horses.
Yeah, a lot of feed.
Well, who's in charge of buying all this feed and getting the veterinarians and shoeing? That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I shoe all the horses.
Wow.
Me and another kid that works up there, we kind of share that, get them all shod up and trimmed, and then we get all our hay there in Gardnerville, and then we got a vet that comes in there, and I give them most of the shots, but if there's anything that we can't do, they come in and do it.
It sounds like you're a pretty good cowboy. You do the shoeing, you do the shots, you do the take care of the hay, and
yeah, you have to. If there's 55 of them, if you're calling everyone, that would probably go broke.
So for 55 horses, you probably have a pretty good sized facility up there.
Yeah, we ride on. There's probably 20,000 acres up there that we could ride on. It's from the Forest Service land there.
And you've had this property as a family for 23 years?
23 years we've been there.
And you grew up there?
I grew up. I was started when I was 9 and been there almost every day since.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I just think you got a good thing going. And so this next picture is some of the horses in your camp?
That's some of the horses right there. That's during the day they're tied up there and waiting for someone to go on a ride. So when someone comes out there, we get them their group ready. The groups are small, 6 or less, and we put them on a horse.
You said earlier that you had a breakfast ride, and then from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock, you have groups leave every half hour for an hour ride.
Yeah, and the 2-hour leaves at 10, 12, and 2, and they're just kind of scheduled rides.
So right now you're expecting about 6 riders for the morning?
Yeah, right there. Well, if it was a breakfast ride, yesterday we had 30 people for breakfast, so there'll
30 people for a ride?
Yeah, so you'll have a family, say a 6 or a group of 6 go out, and then 5 minutes later another group will come out, and they just kind of so that they're not all together and it's not so dusty.
So this is like for 30 people, it'd be like a club or?
No, it's just people. We sign up. We take reservations, and you can sign up different families, or you can take. We've had big corporations and companies come in and do parties. My mom's cooked for like 250 people.
And your mom's the cook for the
She's
breakfast?
the cook, yeah, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow.
And it's the best food you'll ever eat.
So this is a hard-working family.
Yeah.
So if I want to call you, what is your number?
It's 775-588-5664.
Well, that sounds good. And the scenery is absolutely beautiful. So I know that the groups probably have a great time. Here I see you got a trail now. This is in Zephyr Cove, so you go up a mountain or something?
Yeah, we ride up to the top of the mountain. On the hour ride, we climb about 600 feet. And right there, that's a picture of old Glenn. He's our trail guide. He's taking the group up to the 1 hour right now.
So every ride has a guide?
Everybody has a guide.
And you just and he will kind of narrate what's going
Yeah,
on.
he'll tell you, you know, how to ride your horse and everything. We do that before you get on, but then he'll take you up there and tell you about, you know, some of the history of Lake Tahoe and about the trees, and stop and get pictures for you. You know, if you have a family and you want to get some pictures, he'll get off his horse and take pictures. So.
Well, that sounds good. So
Yeah.
you get some history of Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, they got to be friendly cowboys and cowgirls that work there.
So you're not, okay, if you're a mean cowboy, you can't get a
No,
job
you
there.
can't get a job there. Don't come ask.
So he'll probably work 5 days a week and do
Yeah,
about,
he works 5 days a week. Sometimes, you know, he's a hard-working kid there.
Well, that sounds good. So, but if you're a young person and you're a cowboy experience, that might be a good thing.
Yeah, we have a lot of high school kids and college kids, and, you know, there's some older guides too. But
Well, do you need any help right now?
yeah, we're always looking. Yeah, if you're a cowboy and know something about horses, we're always looking for
I
good
know
help.
some young buckaroos that like to you know, change jobs from here to there in the summer. And,
Yeah.
So, yeah, but you're year-round
Yeah,
operation too.
we're from middle of March to December 1st.
Oh, okay.
And then we close down. Just we got to give the horses a little break, and they get to go vacation.
Well, that's a heck of a workout. That's a
Yeah.
lot of rides.
Yeah.
So you said earlier the business is doing quite well.
Oh, this year it's doing good. I was surprised with the high gas prices, but it's doing all right.
Well, I think a lot of people are just coming closer to home and starting to appreciate places like this. And if you see the beauty of this, you just know that. And that's the trail guide there again.
Yeah, that's Glenn there. And he's going to be heading up there. There should be some people. There's probably 3 or 4 people following him. He's taking up to the hour trail there.
And then you go up you have different trails for different situations?
Yeah, the hour trail, you know, there's a young kid he's taking up there right there. I think that kid's about 8, and he's on a big old horse there.
Well, he looks like he's having a good time.
Yeah, he's riding old Slim up the trail there.
Old Slim Slim looks pretty big.
Yeah, Slim's he's a tall horse. He's about 16 hands. And we get up there and you see there's a lot of wildlife up there. We've been seeing a lot of black bear and a lot of deer and coyotes. And the bears, you see them a lot.
So, but from a distance, you know.
Yeah, you can see them. You can see them within 20 feet. They'll come really close. So you can get a lot of pictures of the animals because they're not as scared when you're on a horse, it seems like. And
Oh, okay.
So you get a lot of good.
So they think you're okay if you're on a horse.
Yeah, and sometimes the horses they look at the bear. You know, you never know.
Well, but the horses are used to the bear as
They're
well.
used to all the wildlife. You know, it's just,
So besides bear, what else did you say
we
you saw?
see a lot of deer and coyotes.
Coyotes.
Yeah, a lot of
Wow.
coyotes.
Well, that sounds good. And so you go up the Yard Trail goes up. You just say.
Yeah, it climbs about 600 feet,
And
and
this is the,
the first view you're going to get there on the viewpoint, and you can see the lake up there. Once you get to the top, you can see the whole entire lake up there.
Well, that's a pretty nice view.
Yeah, the 2 hour it goes higher and farther. You climb about 1,000 feet on the 2 hour, and then you ride through a creek and a meadow, and it's just you get to see more scenery because you're going back farther. The trees get a little bigger and the forest gets a little more dense.
This is some pretty important, beautiful land. How many acres is this?
Well, I think it's about 20,000 that we get to ride on, and we have different trails that we can go on, but it's basically, I mean, you have your main 1 hour and your main 2 hour, but there's different trails you can kind of shoot off of to add time.
Do you change trails at all, or?
Sometimes we have to go up there, you know, and change one because one might get a tree will fall down, or we got to go cut it, or just make a new trail just to make it easier on the horses, or to get a better view.
But you see them pretty often, so you know the trails, what the condition is.
Yeah, you know, from the Forest Service, we have to take care of the trails up there, so we have to maintain the trails, the trees, and just take care of the forest up there.
Well, are you one of the guides too?
Yeah, I guide every now and then, not.
You probably train the new guides.
Yeah, I take the new guides out, tell them, you know, what to look for if there's a problem, how to handle it, and you know, teach them all the different trails, because they'll get up there and they'll get lost if they don't, I guess.
Yeah,
That
they have
wouldn't
those
be good.
GPS systems on the horse.
Yeah, they need one of them.
And yeah, this absolutely is very, very beautiful. And then here's a part of the trail.
Yeah,
is
it
this
looks
one of
like
the
he's
young people?
coming down. You know, that's Glenn again. It looks like he's coming down on the trail there. I think he's coming down. He's gonna roll right by the Dinnerite area.
So this is Glenn's pretty popular.
Yeah, he's one of our more popular guides.
Yeah.
Yeah, people like to talk to him. He likes to talk. So.
Well, how old are these pictures? Everything looks pretty green and really nice.
This was today.
Today? Oh man. What am I doing in the studio?
Yeah.
Well,
See, we could have did it right
was
there.
saying that, you know, we're going to work a deal to get me out there, and sometimes I do the studio, sometimes I do the land shoot. This time I think I had it backwards. I should be, you should be out there.
Well,
That looks
next time
absolutely,
we can just ride up there
green
with
and
the
green
camera.
and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're making me wish I was on that horse. But you said you could fit on me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be just fine.
I'm a big boy. I don't want Slim to be mad at me.
No, I don't think you'd ride Slim. We got some bigger ones. But
Got some bigger ones.
yeah.
And it looks like this is one of the trails. It
Yeah,
looks pretty wide.
Yeah, this is probably the widest part of the trail. It's right when you're coming in, and it's just right when you get in there. It's kind of coming home. But like the rest of the trails, you know, it's kind of a high mountain, narrow trail. It's very safe, but it's just you're climbing a long ways. That's why we don't.
Well, you can ride like side by side.
No, we want to keep them single file, just
Really?
because riding side by side, you get some of them horses might kick or fight. You know, it's just a lot safer keeping them single file, and they can just follow the guide and just. Because, you know, the main thing is keep everybody safe, and you don't want to get anybody hurt, and everyone wants to have a good time, and so that's why we keep this group small, 6 or less.
Mm-hmm.
Your guide can really watch the people, and they can take pictures of everyone, and then you can hear, and everyone gets to hear them talk. And
Well, I noticed one of the earlier pictures you were just looks like everyone was waiting for you. Talked about the safety aspects.
yeah, once you get to the stables and you get signed up and paid, and then we go out and there's a little waiting area, and then we get your group ready. So we'll get the horses all out there, and we'll bring one person at a time to each horse. I'll designate a horse to a person, and they go out there, and there's a guide out there, one of the cowboys or cowgirls, and they'll tell them how to get on and how to get off, and then they'll tell them how right and left and how to stop. And
Stopping is important.
yeah, you need to
Coming
stop.
down the hills, you know,
Yeah, you
after
gotta stay
seeing
well.
a wild bear,
Yeah.
stop might be good.
And like to lean forward when you're going uphill and lean back going downhill. And
Okay.
just
Trying to pay attention.
yeah, just kind of pay attention and always keep a hold of your reins. You know, in case if your horse does jump, you have a hold of him. But you go over a lot of like safety stuff, just in case stuff does happen.
So if you're a chicken, you shouldn't be hanging on to the horn. You should be hanging on the reins.
Well, yeah, you can hang on to one horn. You can hang on the horn and the reins too at the same time.
It's been a while
Yeah.
since I've been on the horse. I think I was a horn hanger on her.
Yeah.
In Colorado, I was on at the Never Supper Ranch, and I wanted the gallop, and they're
Yeah.
whipping my horse. I probably shouldn't have told them I wanted the gallop.
Yeah.
And I galloped, but after halfway of deciding that I was getting closer to falling off the horse than staying on the horse, so I
Yeah.
started grabbing the horn, and I totally lost all the Cowboys totally lost all respect to me because I had it, and then I chickened out, and
Yeah.
then I was.
It takes a little
Went-
while.
went
That's
away
probably
and
something
hit-
better to learn in an arena or a flat surface. Up in the mountains, you don't want to hit a tree or anything. It's kind
Yeah,
of
well, this was just you go up the mountain, came back as kids, and then I still wanted to gallop. So I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever got stuck with a kid like me who was 12 years old and wanted to gallop, but that was my little horse experience.
yeah.
So but it was probably one of the best days of my life in Colorado. But these views are, I think they're almost even better because it's just pure green. And when I was in the mountains of Colorado, it was so dark because it was so thick.
Yeah.
And this is out. You got open space. You got pictures of the lake. You got beautiful horses, and I absolutely think you got the perfect setup.
Yeah, it's
you're gonna
nice.
live. You're gonna live a long time.
Yeah, you know, breathe in that clean mountain air. No, it's nice up there, and I like it because I mean you're in the shade, but you're still in the sun where you can see a lot of stuff, and you get a lot of nice lake views. That's the best part of it.
Oh, well, we're gonna take a short break, and when we come back with Waco, we'll talk about some of the things they do with disabled children and some other things we do that they help the community. But we'll be right back.
In order to protect our riding opportunities, we've got to tread lightly. That means staying on roads, trails, and areas designated for ATVs. Also, go over, not around trail obstacles to avoid widening trails. And cross rivers slowly, and only at places where the trail crosses the stream. Join the millions of responsible riders who protect our privileges and our natural resources by treading lightly in the outdoors. Visit Tread Lightly at treadlightly.org.
Hi, we're back from break with Waco from Zephyr Cove Stables, and you were telling me earlier about some of the charitable situations you do for groups coming to your ranch.
Yeah, we do a lot of rides with the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, and the Douglas County Police Department brings a lot of kids in, and the South Lake Tahoe Police Department brings kids in. We've done a lot for the Diabetic Foundation up there in Tahoe. It's a camp up there every summer, and there's a lot of those kids come in there, and just a lot of the handicapped kids come in, and it's just a good time for them, and they have a lot of fun. We've taken a lot of blind people, and they just seem to have a lot of fun riding horses through the mountains. You know, they enjoy it for, you know, you take for granted what we have, and once they get on the horse, they just enjoy it so much.
Well, I was saying earlier, I was involved with kids and horses, and they were talking about how some of the disabled people get exercise from the horses themselves. And then also my girlfriend's legally blind, and she'll just love the smell and the sounds up there. We'll be having, we'll work a deal on
Yeah,
trading.
once she comes up there, then she can get up there and say how much she likes it.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, anytime you help people, you must have some pretty good safety features to be able to get handicapped people in wheelchairs.
We have, you know, the main thing is, you know, our horses are so gentle that, I mean, you have to have gentle horses or you can't be in this business, because you don't want to get, that's the last thing I want to do is get somebody hurt, especially, you know, a kid or anybody, because I wouldn't want no one to get my kids hurt. So that's what, you know, you have to look at it that way. You have to take really good care of your horses. You got to feed them properly, and you got to just take, the horses take care of us, so we take care of them, and then they take care of the people that they take up the mountains. So, and it's hard to find when you have 55 horses that are all good like that. That's why I think people keep coming back.
So you pretty much take time to find, this is another horse that's going up the trail.
Yeah, that looks like Ruby right there. She's heading up the trail. It's kind of a view you'll get if you're looking out in between your horse's ears. You can look and see the trees and everything. You always want to look between their ears, and you know where your horse is looking.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if their ears are forward, they're looking forward. If they turn one back, they're looking to the right or the left.
Well, I always kind of thought that was their mood they're in. And this is another shot of the trail itself.
Yeah, that's the part of the trail right there. There's Ruby heading up there.
And so is that you on the horse taking pictures?
I think that was me this morning. I was riding here. I didn't really. I was trying to figure the camera out, so we got some ears in there.
So you're still looking down on them.
Yeah, I was trying to figure it out, but that's one of the shots that say.
If this is in the beginning and you're going up the hill, there's not much you can do about the wide shot.
Yeah. And she's gonna make it up there. We're gonna go up there to the top, like coming around here. This is where it starts to get. You'll see how the trail's narrow. That's why we keep them single file.
Well, it looks like you got some elbow room, though.
Yeah, you can move. You're not going to get rubbed off on a tree or anything.
Yeah, but it looks like you got rocks on both sides.
Yeah, there's rocks, see, that you climb over, and, you know, there's trees that are close, so sometimes you push off to get by, but it's just...
So when you were younger, were you out there making trails, too?
Yeah, I've been making trails up there with my dad since it started, you know, or since I was 9 up there, and just figuring out different ones and trying to make it easier on the horses and get better views and stuff.
So it went like this: son, here's a hoe and a shovel.
Yeah, it was like
guess what? We got 20,000 acres. I need to make a 1-hour trail, and a 2-hour trail.
Get a chainsaw.
Yeah, and who's in charge of like timing this? And then this is where you need the chainsaw.
Yeah,
up in the pinyon pines, or
this is one of the first shots that you'll see when you're round and around the viewpoint there. And like I said, once you get to the top, you can see the whole lake. There's a bunch of nice shots up there. The 2-hour, you're going to get a lot more lake views just because you're going for 2 hours.
Well, I tell you, I'm on the wrong side of the lake. I've been seeing the stuff that's kind of burnt. This is so beautiful. And just lets you know why fire safety is so important.
Yeah.
And here, this is when, is this at the top yet, or are you still on the way?
This is not to the top quite yet. This is kind of just on a little ridge heading right up to the viewpoint here.
Now, is it better to get an earlier run or a later run? Because don't you get the winds by this time of day?
Yeah, you know, I like the morning the best because it's cool and it's, I mean, everything's fresh, horses are fresh, and I don't like the heat anyway, so. But, and then you have a better chance, I think, of seeing like wildlife in the morning. You know, that's where I've always seen most of the deer and stuff. It's in the morning or in the evening on the dinner ride, the very last ride. Everything's cooling down and you can just head home. And
so if you want to do, you recommend the breakfast run the first?
Yeah, the breakfast ride leaves at 8 in the morning, and then that's an hour ride, and then they bring you back and put you on a hay wagon and take you back to eat breakfast. And then the hour ride's just the regular 1 hour. If you don't want a meal, they have the regular 1 hours, and 2 hours start from 9 to 5. And
so here we got a little bit farther up.
That's right there about the top of the viewpoint right there, because you can see there's not as many trees in your way. You can see the whole lake if my camera was big enough.
So if you're like with a group of like 30 people, is this an area you could stop and get off the horse and take some pictures?
Yeah, right here is where your guide would get off, and you'd never have 30. You'd only, like, the groups are small, 6 or less. So your guide would get up there and tie up, and then you can take pictures. He would take a picture of your You can take individual pictures of the whole group of 6, you know, and if you have a camera, they're more than happy to take pictures of you.
So you posed and you haven't had any people fall off a cliff or anything?
No, no one falling off yet.
No, like step back, the old practical joke.
And it is right there at that viewpoint. Goes right down there. So.
Okay. Well, what happens if, like, say, I want to get married and have a view?
We have
a special arrangement like that.
Yeah, you would just call the office there, and they can set it up. But we probably had 10 or 15 weddings up there at the very top.
Oh.
And just take like 20, be a small wedding party, like 20 people, and you go up to the top and have a little area up there where they can sit. And we have the preachers up there, and they say their vows, and then they can either do it on the horses or off the horses, and then we get out and ride down.
Well, I heard you mention earlier you had a good call by wedding not too long ago.
Yeah, we had some guys that were dressed in like 1800s and had shotguns and.
Shotguns?
Yeah, they had guns and they had the whole 9. So it was
a shotgun wedding.
Yeah, it was a shotgun wedding. So it was.
But they wanted to get married.
Yeah,
then.
It was fun though.
Were these real cowboys, or they?
No, they were just people that they liked the Western lifestyle, and so they got their stuff, and they're.
Well, I went to gone to the rendezvous in costume many times, and I'm a banker. I figured I know my place in the role of the Western attire, and my fiance was a schoolmarm. I had a great time. We were in period pieces, and you can get clothing just in South Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. That's where we get our stuff, and we always look good and feel good. And so if you want to be a cowboy at the Zephyr Cove Stables, I recommend call the costume place, and then find out what the wedding arrangements are, and heck with that suit. Wear something comfortable and fun, and that you can get dirty and not take
it's better to wear jeans, and be comfortable.
Yeah.
We've had people riding shorts and bikinis and flip-flops, you name it, they've showed up, and I said, I don't know why you want to ride in that, but you can.
Oh, I think you'd be chapped.
Yeah, that's what.
So now we're heading down,
yeah, this is kind of heading down here, and because on these trails you're going to see a lot of views of the lake. That's why I think we get so many repeat customers. They just like the horses and the trails. They're so nice.
Well, like I said, everything's so green. I'm in heaven just watching this background footage, and feel free to put total screens on there because that's a good shot.
That's a picture right there. That's Zephyr Cove. So you can start. That's where we ride up from. So you can see how far we ride up on the hour trail right there.
Well, it looks like you're going around level to the lake.
Yeah.
Now.
So we're about right there. We're 600 feet above Zephyr Cove right there, and you can see the whole cove really good.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful shot. And this is all like today, huh?
Yeah, this is all today. I'm glad because last week we wouldn't have been able to see the lake, all the fires. Once we climbed up there, remember all the fires?
I was just there the other day, and it was so smoky. This would have been terrible.
It was terrible. For 1 week, it was just terrible because you couldn't see anything. There was so much smoke. All the California fires flooded into Lake Tahoe.
That's actually one reason I'm not seeing my friend. That smoke, I just couldn't. It was hurting me.
I couldn't breathe.
And that and all the pollen, it would just been something else. But this looks absolutely beautiful, and you're still going level to the lake. So it's a pretty long journey before you actually head south.
Yeah, right there is only. We're almost right. We're right across the street from the lake right there, and we've only been gone 30 minutes from that point. So in 30 minutes, your horse has already climbed that far. Mm-hmm. So you can see how fast a horse can travel and how high they can get up.
Well, they make a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's a lot better than walking for me.
This is just 30 minits, so this is like you're halfway.
Yeah, it's halfway point. Once you get to the viewpoint, it's halfway, and then the trail's like a big circle. Once it's circle because you wind around, but it's a big loop. And
well, I don't know. This is absolutely beautiful, and then the only difference is on the 2 hour is just halfway's a half hour longer.
Yeah, the 2 hour, you go higher and farther. You get way back in the woods back there, and you ride right next to a creek and through the meadows there. And
creek in a meadow.
Yeah, there's just a big, nice running creek there, and it's just clear as can be. And
now, if your
horses like to stop and drink there.
If you're a new rider, should you choose the hour over the 2 hour?
It just depends. I don't recommend the 2 hour for like younger children, just because they kind of get sore and bored, and it's a little steeper. But the hour ride's plenty for that. But if you want to see a lot of lake views and everything, the 2 hours you see more stuff. The trees are a lot bigger, just because the forces you go so much farther back.
Mm. Well, it's absolutely, and then the sky is blue. I'm glad we lucked out for the pictures.
And you can see like that last picture. There was great big boulders. There's boulders everywhere, and there's a lot of stuff to look at. It's if you like looking at, the forest, this is a good shot of it.
Well, have you found any artifacts up there from the?
I haven't. I found some ox shoes for when they're pulling wagons and stuff. They must have been, I think when they were cutting all the trees down, some of them oxes lost their shoes. And
oh, it's a pretty tough area to have an ox in.
yeah, but I found a few of those. I probably found 10 of those up there, but that's about it. Some old cans and stuff, tobacco tins, but nothing. Haven't found any gold yet.
No gold.
No.
So as a kid, were you actually looking for gold up there?
Oh no, I don't know what I was looking for.
I hope you found her.
Yeah.
And I used to have a metal detector when I first moved to the gold country, and I tried my best, and I found some great stuff.
Yeah, we actually I found Pete Sampras's wallet up there with $1,000 in it.
Well, I'm sure Pete was glad when you returned it.
When he got it back, he was happy. And then we found a lady. She was on her honeymoon, and she just lost a bracelet, and her husband paid a lot of money for it. And we brought it back and gave it to her, and she was so excited. She said, "I thought you would keep it." And we're, "What? No." And so she gave the corral a $100 tip, and so everyone went to dinner. But it was just nice that she.
Well, actually, I agree with that. Honesty is the best policy, because when you do that, one, you've got a loyal fan for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I'm sure Pete would be back, and if
Yeah.
not, he's getting people to show up.
Yeah.
And two, just the way you should deal, because I think what goes around comes around.
Yeah.
And especially if you have a small business.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people lose stuff like wallets because they have it in their back pocket and it kind of wiggles out. But we find 99% of them.
It's only a trail.
It's only a trail, so I mean, hopefully a squirrel or nothing didn't pick it up and take off. But
well, it sounds like you've had a number of celebrities we're talking earlier.
Yeah, we had Tanya Tucker, and her family's been there quite a few times, and Kenny Loggins, he's been there 5 or 6, and he's brought his whole band there, and they have dinner rides. And we've had a lot of football players like Webster Slaughter of the Browns, Steve Wallace of the 49ers. He's been there 4 times, and I took him out. And Kool and the Gang was there. Let's see, I'm trying to think who else. Randy Cross of the 49ers. I like it when the 49ers come because that's my favorite team. So, I always take the good people, like the celebrities that come. Everyone says, "How come you're taking this ride?" I said, "Well."
So if I brought my Steelers there, I might be in trouble.
Yeah, we're not Steelers fans.
Just don't bring them at the same time Randy's there, and they'll be okay.
I'm waiting for Joe Montana to come, but he's got his own horses, so I don't know if he'll be there.
Okay, well, Joe, if you're out there, we have a free ride for you and a family of 5.
Yeah, bring him.
Or maybe you're a family of a team. In any case, this is the scenic beauty is absolutely, it's still pretty high up there, and you're going down.
Yeah.
And I can't really see the trail in this picture. It's
Yeah,
no, I can.
Now you can see that's
pretty wide.
That's one of our guides right there. She's a little cowgirl, and she's bringing a ride down the mountain.
How old is she?
Kenzie is 16.
16?
Yeah, they can start when they're 16, and
well,
that's good. We have a lot of like high school and college people, like I said. But
I just met some young girls the other day that were 16 and taking care of the kids and horses, and now we have another cowgirl.
Yeah.
Well, that's fantastic, and she has about 6 people in this.
Yeah, I think she had 6 on that group, and
that's a nice wide trail.
And she brought them all home safe, so that was good.
So, how you measure the trail rider is the safety. And then here looks like
this is when you're coming down the trail. This is our barbecue area where we have our breakfast, lunch, and dinner rides, and then we have those fire pits right there where we make s'mores and all that stuff.
So this is where you wrap it up and.
Yeah, that's like if you go on a food ride. This is where you're going to eat, and people stay like on the dinner ride stay, and they make s'mores and marshmallows and. But you'll ride right past this before you get to the stables. And this is out in the woods still, so it's away from the horses. After you get off the horses, they put you on a hay wagon and take you up here.
Well, as far as wrapping it up, we have to hit the ride too. But go ahead and tell us your website.
It's zephyrcovestables.com. And then our phone number is 775-588-5664. And if you're interested in riding, it's best to make reservations, so just give us a call.
Well, sounds good. This has been Michael Smith for Nevada Trails, and thank you, Waco, for joining us.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you
for
having us.
Look forward to having you again.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
And thank you for watching.